Nike made a business mistake years ago that is now costing them millions. They allowed Coco Gauff to leave for New Balance while putting major resources into Aryna Sabalenka. That choice has turned into a major financial problem. New Balance is earning huge profits thanks to Coco Gauff's influence, while Nike's tennis division keeps losing money. The sports giant is once again drawing criticism from tennis fans after Aryna Sabalenka revealed she will not receive any star-level apparel treatment at next year's Grand Slams. I'll break down whether Sabalenka is truly being overlooked by Nike. The truth is simple. Sabalenka does not drive sales the way Coco Gauff does. The numbers make it clear that Nike mishandled one of the biggest opportunities in women's tennis. Do you think Nike now regrets letting Coco Gauff join New Balance, or are they still convincing themselves that Sabalenka was the right long-term bet? Share your thoughts below. For decades, Nike has dominated the sports apparel world. They've signed the biggest names across nearly every major sport and turned athletes into global icons who sell billions in merchandise. But somewhere along the line, Nike's tennis division made one of the worst strategic errors in sports marketing. They failed to keep Coco Gauff and instead invested heavily in Aryna Sabalenka.
Sporting juggernaut Nike is in the hot seat from tennis fans once again after Aryna Sabalenka said that she would not be getting any star treatment at the Slams next year. I'll discuss whether Aryna is truly being snubbed by the swoosh brand.
Now, the financial impact of that choice is too obvious to ignore. Let's break down the facts. Coco Gauff represented Nike throughout her junior career. She wore the Nike logo at youth tournaments while rising as one of the most exciting young prospects in tennis. When she moved into the professional level, Nike had the first chance to offer her a long-term contract. They could have made her the face of their women's tennis branding for years. But instead of securing that deal, Nike allowed New Balance to outbid them. In 2018, Gauff signed with New Balance, a brand that had almost no presence in tennis at the time. New Balance saw something Nike missed. They understood that this young player from Florida had the potential to reshape women's tennis and attract large mainstream attention. They offered Gauff a contract Nike chose not to match, and she left the Nike family for good.
New Balance, we got now.
Fast forward to today, and we can clearly see the fallout from Nike's decision. New Balance is reaching record levels of profit in their tennis division, almost entirely driven by Coco Gauff's popularity and impact. At the same time, Nike's tennis sales continue to fall year after year, even though they sponsor many top-ranked players. Nike, the brand that once defined tennis culture, is now being overtaken by a company most people used to associate with dad shoes and casual running gear. The numbers paint a painful picture. New Balance's tennis apparel sales have grown by more than 300% in the last 2 years. That spike is directly tied to Gauff, her on-court success, and her strong cultural influence. When Gauff wears something, it sells out. When she promotes a product, sales rise immediately. She's the type of athlete brands dream of, elite talent with widespread appeal beyond tennis. Nike, however, is struggling to sell tennis products despite having several Grand Slam winners under contract. Aryna Sabalenka, the world number 1 and a 2-time Australian Open champion, is an exceptional athlete, but she simply does not move merchandise the way Coco Gauff does. This is not a criticism of Sabalenka's athletic ability, it's just how marketing works. Sabalenka lacks the natural connection with American consumers that drives large-scale sales. Part of the issue is the language gap. Sabalenka is Belarusian, and although she has improved her English greatly, she is not as comfortable engaging with American media and fans as Gauff is. That difference matters. Coco Gauff, who grew up in Atlanta, relates easily to American fans. She speaks their language, understands the culture, and comes across as genuine and approachable in interviews. Her story, an American kid who dreamed big and achieved it, connects deeply with families across the country. Her impact goes even further. Gauff is a hero to young girls across the U.S., especially young black girls who now see someone who looks like them succeeding in a sport that has long lacked diversity. This representation has real effects. Parents are buying their children Coco Gauff apparel, and youth tennis programs are seeing increasing participation from black families. Sabalenka simply cannot have that same cultural influence in the U.S. market. It's not because of anything she's doing wrong, it's because she's not American. She didn't grow up here, and she doesn't have the same personal connection to American sports audiences. Nike seems to have overlooked all of this when they invested heavily in Sabalenka instead of keeping Gauff. The difference in how the two athletes are treated by their brands says a lot. New Balance knows they have a star with long-term potential. They create custom outfits for Gauff at every tournament. She wore 19 different outfits across 18 tournaments this season. That's unheard of in tennis. They keep her wardrobe fresh and exciting, which drives attention and sales. Nike, on the other hand, rarely gives Sabalenka personalized designs. Sabalenka even admitted that she had to push Nike just to get a single custom dress for the US Open and WTA Finals. She shared that she won't be receiving any custom designs for the 2026 season. Think about that. Nike's top-ranked women's player, the world #1 with multiple major trophies, has to ask for basic custom apparel, and she's told no. That's not how a brand treats someone they truly value. Meanwhile, New Balance gave Gauff her own signature shoe, the CG1, in 2022. She became the only active tennis player with a signature shoe line. Nike never gave signature tennis shoes to legends like Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Serena Williams, or Maria Sharapova. That is a huge marketing oversight from Nike, a company famous for iconic footwear in nearly every other sport. New Balance took the risk before Gauff even won a Grand Slam. They bet on her potential, and it paid off. Gauff's success has boosted the entire New Balance image. What used to be considered a comfort-focused brand for older adults is now seen as stylish and youthful. Teens and young adults want New Balance because Coco Gauff wears New Balance. Nike remains a global powerhouse, but their tennis division feels outdated. Their designs have been criticized for years: generic, repetitive, uninspired. Look at the cultural impact of Gauff's 2023 US Open win. Her victory became national news. She appeared on talk shows and major publications, and New Balance had her tournament outfits ready to sell. Fans rushed to buy them. When Sabalenka won her Australian Open titles, the attention was far smaller, not because her performance wasn't impressive, but because the American fan base didn't engage with it in the same way. The difference in cultural reach shows up again with Time magazine's Women of the Year. Gauff made the list at just 19, the only athlete among 12 honorees. Sabalenka has never received that level of mainstream recognition outside tennis. Social media metrics underline the gap. Gauff has more followers and far higher engagement. Brands featured in her posts get enormous exposure. Sabalenka's posts mostly reach tennis fans, not a broader audience. Younger audiences especially connect with Gauff. She understands Gen Z values and communicates with authenticity. Kids today want to be Coco Gauff. That's long-term brand loyalty that Nike let slip away. Nike has been trying to recover by signing other young American prospects, but none have Gauff's mix of talent, personality, and influence. Letting Coco Gauff join New Balance instead of keeping her was one of Nike's biggest marketing mistakes. New Balance is thriving while Nike's tennis division is shrinking. The numbers make it clear. Gauff was the smarter investment. Who do you think has more influence, Gauff or Sabalenka? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more tennis business breakdowns.